Hello again! Well, today I'm working on staining the wooden floors that I made last week, and I used quarter-sawn oak for those floors. And quarter-sawn oak has something called medullary rays in them. Some of you may know this, and a lot of you won't, so I'm showing you. And that's these white streaks you can see here on the wood, or flecks. Here's a couple of flecks on the wood, or light flecks, and that's something very typical for quarter-sawn oak. There's a couple of other wood kinds of wood that have that. I wouldn't know it off the top of my head, but I know oak has it, and it's highly prized for especially quarter-sawn oak because it's much stronger. It doesn't warp, or the other one is called cupping, I believe, when it's bending, and it's a lot stronger. But it does have these rays in there, and the thing with these is that they don't take stain very well. So I could stain them with, like this one, Rustin's wood dye. I really like. I use it a lot in different colors, and you can mix the colors and create your own color, which I also very much like, and I do that a lot. But it doesn't take the stain very well. I'll show you if I can get this open. Yes. Did I shake it? You have to shake it really well because the sediment that's in the bottom, you need to get that out so the color is mixed really well. So here I've got, let's try it on this small piece. Well, you can see the white. It's not that bad. Well, yeah, you can see it. Let's see if that shows up. Well, yeah. I can see it when I move it in a certain light. You can really see that. Yeah, you can see it really well. So the darker you go, the more obvious those rays are going to be. So that's not very good. Now what I can do, and did I tell you this? That what they were for? They appear in the tree when the nutrients are transported from the center of the tree to the outer layers, and that's when they appear. So and you can only see them on the wood if you cut the wood in a certain way, which, with quarter-sawn oak, that's a certain way of cutting oak. So what I do want to do is use a wax, and here's a really good neutral wax. This is just beeswax with just beeswax. So I've got a couple of samples. So this one just has the beeswax on there, and it's the same as you don't see a difference at all in color, but it is nice. If you want it to stay the same, I can feel it's very smooth, very, very nice. So then I've got these, and these are shoe polish, and this was many years ago. I was working on my canal house, and I was doing a floor, and I didn't like the color, and I was trying to stain it. I didn't have the right wax, but I did have shoe polish. So I thought, well, why not? It's a kind of wax. So I use it, and it works brilliantly. So I've been using this ever since. So yeah, go ahead, and these are not expensive, So what I do is I've got all these colors. So this is cognac. And that's this one, which is very nice, but it's a bit too orange. Because, and I'll show you, I've got different, so this floor is in one of 4 rooms that are going to be together. So I've got downstairs, I've got the 2 kitchens with this predominantly this yellow color, and then I've got one of the floors is these marbled floors. I also have a red marbled floor. I don't know if I have a sample close by. I don't think so. And so this is downstairs. This floor is going to be upstairs. And then upstairs we've got this wood color and some more greens. And there's going to be some reds as well. But so I've done some samples. I do this one. This is the mid, which is odd. This is the mid color one, which is darker, but it doesn't seem to be a big difference. I do see that this one's more orange than that one. And then there's this brown one, which I think is very dark. Of course, what I did, I mixed a few. I've also got some black. You could try blue as well. I didn't try that yet, but blue, a tiny bit of blue will also, with that will also give it like a gray, more of a gray. So I tried a little bit of like about 4 parts of the cognac color and a tiny bit of like 1 part of black. And I got these colors. So this one was, I think, 3 and 1 black, and this was 4 and 1 black, approximately. Now, these are much nicer, I think, with all these colors, and it's a little bit toned down, but still has that oak color. And I know it's very hard to see in such small samples, but yeah. See that? So this one has less black in it. This one actually has less black in it. This one has more black in it, and this one has less black in it, which makes sense, right? That one is the pure one. There. So you can just mix colors, and it will give you a wonderful finish. And it feels so nice and smooth. Now let me just do a little sample on the one with the rays on there. So I've mixed a little bit of black and cognac color. And you can just do this with a cloth, of course, but this is just a sample. See how it comes out. You can let it soak in if you want. Yeah, I like that. And as you can see, that medullary ray is far less visible than with the, because it's right there, the center, than with the wood dye. So in this case, I prefer the wax or the shoe polish. Now I've been testing one more finish, and actually 2, and this is on this side. This end bit is It's got a rust-in sanding sealer on there. And it has, it's a shellac sealer. And it seals the wood before you put the finish on it. And it just makes it so nice and smooth. And I've only put one coat on here just to give it a try. And the other one is French polish. It's just pure shellac. The other one is what else is in there? Let's see. It's got, this product contains pure shellac and alcohol with a special additive included to facilitate sanding when dry. Okay. Does it say what's in there? No. So this has some kind of additive in it, plus shellac, and this one has just pure shellac. Now there is a color difference. It's ever so slight, but I can't see it. The pure shellac, which also only has one coat and feels very smooth after sanding, it's a little bit warmer in tone. You can tell even but just looking at the two bottles. But it's just very, very, very faint. But I've let it dry. You're supposed to let it dry for an hour and a half at least. I didn't. But I've sanded it and it feels dry, so I'm going to start with it. And then I'm also going to put the wax on there just to see if I like that. So that's the... This side is the sanding sealer, this is the shellac. If there's any difference. Now I always test the finishes on the wood that I'm using because, well, I don't do it that often, so I forget what I've done. It might need another coat. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I like that. Well, as you can see, that's darker. So that was the shellac. That takes the wax much more than that one. So it depends. Maybe I should do second application of wax. See what happens. And of course, you can always add to it, but it's taking away is always a lot more difficult. So if you're not sure, well, first of all, you should do a test piece. But then if you're still not sure, I would say start lighter and go darker as you progress. Well, it's getting darker, but still there's a difference in color. I don't think that's much different from one or two applications. Yeah, that one is the one with the shellac base is definitely darker, and you can really see it on camera. Yeah, so that's interesting. So now I have to figure out. That was the without the shellac. It's a little bit more I should say grey. It has more grey tone, which makes sense because the shellac makes it warmer. There is a difference. I do like it though. So I'm going to look in the room box and see which colors I like. The other thing, which is a good idea because I have so many tests now, to write down with a pencil on the back what it is or next to it. So let's say you go to bed and do next day you want to do this, you might have forgotten what's what. So, and the other thing is clean your brushes right away. And I think the shellac and the sanding sealer have to be cleaned in methylated spirits, which I have here just a little bit, because it will dry rock hard and then you will have ruined another brush. I was going to show you or have a look at what that does, because that was methylated spirits. And because I just said it's very difficult to take away, I added some black. You can still see that there's a difference in color. So there's some black here, which I didn't like. Put some black on there extra. And here I've put the color wax right next to the other patch. And so this is the sanding sealer. That's the French polish. But now I've got some methylated spirits, and I'm going to see if that will take, yes, it will take the wax off. There we go. So what I just said, it's very hard to take it away. Not too hard. Doesn't look, I don't know what the color will do, but it works. So if you make a mistake, you can still correct it. I wouldn't advise it though. I mean, the less you mess with it, the better. But there, just occurred to me that if it cleans brushes, it should probably clean the wood as well. I think, well, let's try, get my plant away. Because probably, I'm not sure, because this has been treated with the sanding sealer, which means that the wood is sealed, it's probably a lot easier to take it off than on this untreated wood. Let's see. Yeah. That's not really coming off. A little bit. So. Yeah, it's not a surprise, is it? So that's another reason to treat the wood with sanding sealer or French polish. So there. So this is the room that has the floor that I stained with a shoe polish, and I think that was the first time I did that. And because I couldn't find any stain and I only had shoe polish. So, and as you can see, and this is many years ago, maybe, I don't know, 12, 13, maybe even longer, I don't know, years ago. And it's still looking beautiful. It needs a polish. And the room is a bit empty, or a bit empty, it's very empty, because I have been taking the furniture for those room boxes I made a while ago, and I still haven't been putting back all the furniture. But that's one of the chairs that goes in there. There's a couple of tables that's supposed to go in there, but yeah. But it's still a very, very nice floor, and love the color too. It's just a nice room. Now, when I look in the room, there, with some silver, and this will be below, this color will be. But I like to look at all the colors because it's going to be a whole, they're all going to be part of the, there's going to be a door there. those doors are going to be in the back. But anyway, if I look at the colors here, I think this with the sand, no, not the sanding sealer, with the, what was it? The French polish and with the French polish and the shoe polish together. That color I really like. So decision made. I'm going to take that out again. Put the doors somewhere safe so they don't break. Get that out. And then put French polish on there. Now, I need to make some space on my desk. Won't be needing that for now. So, there's this is a whole bag full of waxes that I've had for a long time. And I also keep those shoe polishes in there. Got a few more that I took out. So I can test. But that's where I keep them. And I've got lots of, wood dyes here in different colors. And some varnishes and so. Okay, I've put down some parchment paper, which I was told by Diane, that's what it's called, parchment paper. Like I said last week, we call it bakpapier or baking paper, but in the US and Canada, it's called parchment paper. But you probably knew that already. You recognize the stuff, right? I've got my French polish. I've got a cloth, lint-free cloth, and I've got my brush. Now I'm going to apply it differently from when you would be applying it to furniture. You would probably be using a little cloth rolled up in a ball and apply very thin layers. In this case, for the floor, I'm going to apply it quite thickly with my brush. Spread it out everywhere so that you don't get see the brush strokes. And then if you're quick enough, because it's quite a large surface, you can still kind of mop up the if you put too much in one area, you can sort of mop it up with your cloth. Let's see here. I don't want to. Yeah, it's getting kind of tacky already. That's very, with sanding sealer does that too, but French polish as well. It gets tacky really quickly, so you have to work fast. No loitering with this stuff. You could use the cloth. You soak it. Don't forget the edges. especially this one. This is the front edge. Now I will be putting something on there to finish the room boxes, or the rooms on the front, but still, don't forget those edges. I'm not wearing the best clothes for this fluffy sweater. That's not so smart. There, that was really quick. And this is already, there's this drop. This is already starting to dry out. Now, that needs to dry for, it says an hour and a half. It could be, or was that the sanding sealer? Oh, leave for 24 hours after last coat to harden. Well, you can, yeah, it doesn't say. After the last coat, I'm only going to use one coat, I think. Maybe do another one. But if it's dry, and you could, like I said, this one, I let it dry for like half an hour or so. Now I do have, it was close to like a stove, so that might have helped. That's where I'm going to put this as well. Gosh, that's a beautiful color. Isn't that beautiful? That honey color. Love that. That's beautiful. Be nice with this as well. Very nice. But that's not right for what I'm making it for. So yeah, I'll let that dry, and then perhaps put a second coat on. I'll sand it, and then maybe I'll have to put a second coat on. Maybe not. Well, it's been nearly an hour and a half, and it's dry. I can still feel it's slightly tacky, but this is the test piece I've done, and I've put another coat on here. It was the first coat. So I've put another coat on, and what I've also done is I've gone over the wax here. So I put all the wax on there, and that seems to work. So, so here is a first coat. You really cannot tell. There's no color difference, but I will sand it a little bit. Just want to know what that does. I just thought it was very interesting that I could go over the wax with the French polish. Now get the dust off. I just run it over my pants. Don't do this if you're wearing nice pants. Well, you shouldn't be wearing nice pants. Well, actually, they're quite new jeans I'm wearing. But don't wear your good clothes when you're doing this. Now, where's my... Here. This is what I wanted to test. So there's two coats here. So I put some French polish over top of the wax. So there's wax here. Put some French polish over top of there. And this bit has two coats. So put some on there. And I've done the whole strip because I have to make some more of the shoe polish mix. So, and I'll have to test the colors. So, because I want it to be the right color. So that should be fine. Where's my other cloth? Here. Just go over it, all of it. Doesn't seem to be a big difference. Right. That looks really nice. So this bit has had 2 coats of French polish or shellac and some wax. I'll just write that on the back. So this bit, approximately, well, some more of here. 2 times shellac. And shoe polish. There. So, because it's late at night now, so I'll probably do 1 more coat of French polish on this. I'll leave that to dry all night, so it's really dry when I start waxing it tomorrow morning. So put that away. Now I have to sand it, and you can feel, well, you can't, but I can. I can. But now it was really nice and smooth when I sanded it before, and now when I run my hand across it, I can feel all these raised bits, and of course that's, supposed to happen. Now I've got some 320 paper, and I really like this with the spongy bit on the back. I use this a lot. Decided to go with French polish again. The color is just not the same. I did another test here at the end, because that has a coat of sanding sealer on top of the French polish. Then I put some wax on it. It's just not the same. I really like this one better. This one has 2 coats of French polish and some wax. So, French polish it is. There. That can dry overnight, and maybe I'll even give it a 2nd or a 3rd coat, actually. We'll see. But here you can really see those rays popping up all over the place, which is kind of nice, but it gets a little bit busy, I think. In the meantime, the other floor is drying, and it's looking good. What is that in the tree? Oh, it's a bird. I don't know what he's doing. So anyway, yeah, it's looking good. Gone. There, it has dried for, well, more than 24 hours now. And it looks great. And I've also filled 1 or 2 of the gaps that were in some places. And I use these hard wax sticks for that. And that comes in a lot of colors. These are by Borma Wax. And I had them in lots of colors. I've had these for many years. I mean, gosh, I don't know, a lot of years. So it lasts a long time. And This is something that restorers use if they have a piece of veneer missing, for instance, or there's a tiny gap or a scratch or something like that. And you're supposed to heat it, and you can do that with a candle, hold it by a candle, or you can use a lighter and heat it, and then just use a drop. And you have to be quick because it sets, especially if you're in a colder environment. Like my workshop this morning, it's quite chilly in here, so then it gets very hard. Here's a bit, but you can just do it without heating as well, but it takes a lot of elbow grease. You can just rub it in, and then there wasn't really a gap there. You can still do that. You have to polish it out. And I do this before I put the wax, the final, the shoe polish wax on there. Because the shoe polish, if you do it afterwards, you take, and you have to rub really hard to get it to, it takes a lot of elbow grease. It's not for if you have like arthritis or something like that, it might not work for you because you need quite a lot of strength to do this. And if you do it after you put on the wax, you might rub off the wax layer and you get like a patchy result. So I do that before. And you could even, and I tried it again and I had done that before, you could even put, where is it? Here. I put some of this hard wax on there, the wax stick, and then put French polish, shellac, over top of that. And that's fine. You can still do that. You can put the shellac over top. So I've sanded it a little bit. No, just a bit. Because you don't want the shellac to come off. But you do want it to be nice and smooth. So I think that's ready for the final coat. So now I'll mix up some more of the shoe polish in the right color, and I'll put that all over, and then I think it will be finished. Going to test it again. So I'll test it again. See if that's the right color. I think that's good. So I'll try that over my floor, and I can always go back and do it again. And also, you want to make enough, so you can do it in one application. Right, I've left this to dry for about an hour or so, and now I'm just going to quickly buff it up with a soft cloth. And I did spend some time spreading out the shoe polish to get an even cover. So after I finished filming that. But I think I'm going to stand to do this. Look at that shine. That is beautiful. The color looks a little bit different on camera. It looks a bit yellow on camera, but it's much warmer, warmer wood color in reality. But yeah, that's finished, so I can put that in the room and then continue with the rest of the room. And as you can see, there's no light in this room, just the light from the my desk lamps reflecting on there, and they're LED lights, so not very nice. But as you can see, it's much darker when it's in here. So, but it's really nice. And here again are the other colors that I'm using in this project. And it looks really nice with the floor. Well, it's that time of year where I start turning on the lights in my canal house every afternoon, because it gets dark really fast. But as you can see right there, it's a bit of a mess. The curtains fell again. I haven't had a chance to, well, I just didn't make time to fix them yet. And stuff has fallen over. There's pieces here that I need to find a place for. And the lights are not working over there. I don't know what happened. Something in the back. I have to go get back there again. But as you may remember from a previous video, that's a lot of work, trying to pull this forward. But it is a mess. There's pieces missing from this room, flowers, and the carpet is missing here. There's some other pieces, and they're all in the room boxes that I made for the little art fair, the small art fair. Oh, that light's not working either. That used to. Oh, that one's not working either. That one isn't working. Goodness me. I have to do a lot of work. Let's see what's going on here. There's no lights in here either. Let me check that. There's a couple of lights working in the back there, and the fire is working. But I think, yeah, there we go. They're on a different transformer, so yeah. But some pieces are missing here as well. There's some stuff on the floor. I really need to make some time and fix all this. But I do like to have the lights on, and some of the rooms have glass in front of it and others don't at the moment. Normally they all have glass, but it's a bit of a mess. Like this room, that's a bit of a mess as well. But this is a child's room, so, they're usually a little bit messy. Anyway, my other doll's house is an even bigger mess. Because of the project I'm working on, I have to make some room. And so there's a lot of wood in front of my other doll's house, and I can hardly reach it. So well, I don't think I've changed too much in here. Towels are on the floor. Yeah, I really Need to get some work done here. There's a carpet missing. Looks quite bare without the carpet. Oh, the chair is gone as well. Anyway, I have to make some time for it. Soon, when my other project is finished. Well, that's it for today. I'm turning off the lights. I think it's time to go to bed. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Until next time.